Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cryptids Unlimited. This is Sal reporting on a very interesting case of a carnivorous tree. Once again, thank you for listening. In 1874, a letter written by a German traveler named Karl Lecce was published in journals, magazines, and newspapers in the United States and Europe, in which he described a most unusual plant, a man-eating tree. According to his letter, Lecce was traveling in Madagascar, an island off the east coast of Africa, trying to discover and catalog unusual plants. A local man named Hendrik, whom Lecce had hired as a guide and assistant, advised Lecce to visit a secluded section of the island that was rumored to be inhabited by a cannibalistic tribe. Hendrik was friends with the tribe, named the Makotus, and insisted their reputation was false and the valley they lived in had many strange plants indeed. Lecce was intrigued and agreed to go into the valley with Hendrik. After many days of travel to the isolated valley, the tribe led Lecce and Hendrik deep into a swampy forest in the valley to a clearing that contained the most unusual tree the botanists had ever laid eyes on. Lecce described the tree as having a trunk like an 8-foot-tall pineapple, colored a dark brown, and was as hard as iron. From the top of the trunk hung 8 gigantic and stiff leaves, like doors that swung back on their hinges, as he would say. These were around 12 feet long, closely resembling the leaves of the American agave plant, and were at the biggest points 3 feet wide and 2 feet thick. The surface of the leaves were lined with teeny hooks and tipped off by a sharp point similar to cow horns. The top of the tree's trunk and the area where all 8 leaves met, it had a white bowl-shaped structure that was filled with a sweet-smelling liquid. 8 to 10 foot long green tendrils stuck out in all directions from the base of the bowl, and 6 white tendrils sprouted from the base of the bowl, actively waving in the air above it like snakes. Lecce's first observation of the tree was then interrupted by the Makotus at spear point. They forced a young woman to climb up the tree and drink some of the fluid from the bowl. She immediately went into a stupor, and the white tendrils grabbed her as the hairy green tendrils slowly wrapped around her, squeezing the life from the woman. Finally, the enormous hooked leaves rose up and shut upon her like a vice. Soon after, gore and sap were dribbling down the trunk of the tree. The Makotos all leaped forward, catching the vile fluid in a variety of containers, as well as sucking it off the tree directly. They were soon in a horrible state of drunken bodiness. Maybe this is why they call them cannibals. Although they don't eat the flesh, they sure do drink it. Lecce and his guide Hendrik quickly left the scene. Over the next 10 days, Lecce kept checking back on the tree. On the 10th day, it opened, and once again, a new white skull was lying at its base. Lecce then explained that he spent a total of 21 days exploring the area and examined 6 different specimens of that tree, though none of the others were as large as the one worshipped by the Makotus. To give an idea of how fast the tree's ability to grab prey was, Lecce described how he had seen a playful lemur that came too close to a smaller plant, which was seized, crushed, and wrapped while it was trying to see what the explorer himself was doing.